This is a drum set tutorial for Diddy 2. So just like Diddy 1, it's got 4 parts. The first part on this one, the band starts first instead of the drums. So the band's gonna have bop. So they got da, 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 and then the drums come in. Now the drum part's a little tricky. A lot of notes off the beat. So you gotta make sure you know how to count these rhythms. Otherwise, they're hard to remember on their own, unless you're used to hearing them a lot, or you're good at counting. So this rhythm, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 1, 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 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, and. So you got to keep track of how many times you do that. You do it 7 times, and then when you get to the 8th time, you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's the way I make the transition. 1, 2, 3. Then we get into part 2. Now the other thing I like to do with part 1 is I like to make it sound bigger, more aggressive. So what I do is I double the toms, and for the snare notes I do flams. So it sounds like this. The band goes bum 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 bum. And then eventually, you know, you got that 1, 2. It's the last bar before you move into part 2. To see it all put together, go and watch the drum part for Diddy 2. That's a different video. This is just a tutorial. Make sure you look at the other one as well. The second beat, again, you got to count it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. 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 1. So you can see every other repetition of the pattern, we play 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, rest, 3. So you got this. 1, 2, 4. And again, just like with everything else, your option, you can double this over here if it's easier, or you can add a hi-hat part. Now my hi-hat part is actually a lot more intricate in terms of just doing straight 8ths. It sounds something like this. But, you know, you could just do it in straight 8ths, I think. You could do something like that. Part 3. 1 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Whoops, I think I drifted off there. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 2. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2. Maybe I better put on my glasses here. Yeah, I think that's correct. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 4. 1, 2, 4. So, again, you can double here, so it'll sound like this. The hi-hat. And then you repeat it. Then the last part might be the most technically demanding in terms of speed. It's all hi-hat. Now you can just play eighth notes if you want, while the band's going bump, 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 bump. So it'll be da, da, bump, 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 da, 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 da. The most important thing here is that you're keeping real steady time for them so they can lock into this. If that's all you do, that's fine. If you can add the bass drum in there with the rhythm to their part, you have. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Now what's on the page is this. Without the bass drum, you got. With the bass drum, my little quick transition, because we're going to go back to the third line. But again, if all you do is this, that's fine. Just know where we're at. They're going to do that pattern. Bump, 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 bump. So they're going to do that pattern a total of 8 times before and we're going to go back to part 3, which we've already covered. 1, 2. That's it. So practice the counting. Watch this video as many times as you need to. Go watch the video with the full drum part for Diddy 2. Now go practice.